Next up in the news, we have another one that I'm not 100% sure how I feel about. And that's going to be Hercules. And they're talking about remaking Hercules. But of course, in true Disney fashion, they are making it into a live-action movie. Now, there's a little bit of interesting stuff going here. And not the fact that they're making or remaking Hercules, 1997's animated Hercules, into a live-action film that's not surprising at all. In fact, it's kind of surprising they haven't done it yet, knowing Disney and the way that they're remaking all their old animated properties. However, what's interesting about it is Joe and Anthony Russo of the Marvel fame, most notably Endgame and Infinity War, are the ones that are in charge of this thing. They will be directing this Hercules remake, or live-action remake, but that's not even the most interesting part. That gives me a little bit of hope, because I think that Endgame at this point is a little overhyped. It was an enjoyable film. I really liked it. Very rousing when I saw it. It was really just a great ending to that whole arc there. It does leave me to think, I don't know what the hell they're going to do moving forward. I don't know if they have the right... Marvel has the right trajectory moving forward from here. We will see. But... that's still up in the air. However, they know how to make good movies. They made some good stuff, and I think that this, they could make a good Hercules film. I mean, we really haven't had one since, when? Some would say the 1997 animated Hercules, but a live-action Hercules, I don't know. Hercules in New York, maybe? Arnold Schwarzenegger, old school one, and that's really only because it was so bad it's good. So, yeah, a cool Hercules movie, who knows? We'll see. But that's not the interesting part. As I mentioned, the interesting part is that they want to say, I'm going to read it straight from this article at film.com, and that is the Russo brothers have their cinematic universe. The Russo brothers love their cinematic universes. Not only did Joe and Anthony Russo play a pivotal part in crafting Marvel's cinematic universe, it seems the duo want to make a cinematic universe out of the upcoming Hercules live-action remake. What? I don't see it. They're saying that they see it. They're saying that the Russo brothers are producing... Oh, I'm sorry, they're not directing. They're producing the remake of the 1997 animated musical and gave an update on the live-action version, which they hope will spawn a decade's worth of stories. A decade, 10 fucking years. So they're trying to do the Avengers, Marvel, MCU thing, but with Hercules. Okay. It says that in a recent interview, Joe Russo gave an update, and he revealed it's still in early development stages with writer David Callahan, who's also writing the Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings movie, which we have yet to see, so we have no idea what that's going to be like, is set to turn in his first draft soon. And he talks about how the script's about to come in about a week, so they probably got it by now, I'm sure. And he says that... Where is it? He says... it's in all this right here. I'm not going to go through it all. He ultimately says... Here it is. I'm sorry. The part that stands out is... Oh, I'm sorry. Our intention is to look at everything we do and think about how we can build it out. How can you build it out? What can you do with this that expands it? Gives you different opportunities for storytelling in it. Adding that audiences want to see something really cool that they want to get lost in for decades. For a decade. I don't know. Sure, in some cases, but I don't necessarily think every movie I go see, I want to get lost in for a fucking decade. I don't need every movie to be a universe. I don't need the MCU out of everything, and it really seems like that's what they're trying to do. Maybe they saw an early draft of this thing, and they just really see something in it that we don't initially see right now. I mean, I don't know. We have no idea. I mean, I know what the story of Hercules is, so, I mean, I don't see it in that story that we know. Maybe they're obviously going to expand upon that, It's a remake of the 1997 story, though. So we've seen that. It's at least going to have things in common with the 1997 animated movie. And let's be real, that one, well, you may love it, and that's fine, that's great, but it's not like the deepest story ever. It's a fairly basic, 90s Disney animated film. Where are you going to get 10 fucking years of content from it? Because when you say that, I'm assuming you're meaning like a movie a year, or at least a movie every 2 years. I mean, not like, oh, we make one now and in 10 years we make one. That's not a decade's worth. A decade's worth is like multiple movies over that decade, and I don't see that. I just don't see. I mean, they mentioned the Infinity Saga. I don't see the Hercules Saga. I mean, maybe you could get a sequel or two out of it, depending, but really 10 years worth? I don't see that. Hopefully I mean, it also mentions down here, this is the guys who gave us Extraction, and apparently it is now the Extraction cinematic universe. I wasn't aware of that. Apparently there's branch-offs of Extraction. I must have missed that story somewhere. I don't know anything about that yet. I know they are working on a sequel. Just because something has a sequel, I don't know if I would go as far as to call it, that movie's universe. Yeah, it's that movie's universe, but are you really going to refer to it as the whatever universe because it has 2 fucking movies? No, I feel like you got to get a few movies under your belt. But either way, this is not a big, huge story because, like they said up here, it is still early in development. I just don't. This just seems like a stretch. It seems like they're reaching. It seems like they don't have. They couldn't find anything better to do, and they got hired, or they're at Disney, and Disney said, "Hey, make us another MCU. We want another long storied big, universe." And they said, Hercules, why not? Hercules is sitting over there on the shelf. Nobody's remade that one yet. Nobody's attached. Go make that. And it just, I don't know if people would be interested in a Hercules universe. So, I mean, you guys tell me. If you are just like the biggest, most hardcore Hercules fan ever in the world, we got good news for you because there's fucking Hercules universe coming. So you're going to be fucking hyped for this shit. I'm not. My voice just changed there when I said hyped. It went real high because I'm just kind of like, what the hell? Anyway, those of you that are into it, hey, there's something coming for you. Me, myself, I'm beyond cautiously optimistic. I mean, I try and remain optimistic for everything, but I just absolutely cannot see this. But we're at least a couple of years out from this thing. I guess we'll make a determination when we get closer to time. Thanks for checking out this clip from the Jarcast Movie Podcast. If you like this and want more, then check out the Jarcast live stream every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Central Time on the Jacob Anders Review YouTube channel, where you can also find movie reviews every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. You can also listen to the entire podcast on all major podcasting platforms such as Spotify, Google, and iTunes. So if you prefer audio, whichever one is your preferred, check it out there. Once again, I really appreciate it, and thanks for watching. And as always, stay sexy, YouTube.